This episode is sponsored by NW Elixirs. Go to nwelixirs.com, link in the description, and look at some recipes and sauces while you listen to this episode.
The Anthony Rogers Show. The best show in the universe.
This episode has rapper Troy Green on it. At the end of the podcast, if you're watching on YouTube, you get to see his new music video, the 420 song. And if you're listening on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Deezer, Ghana, or anything like that, at the end of the episode, you will hear his new song, the 420 song. Welcome back to the greatest show in the universe. Today we have artist Troy Green. How you doing, man?
I'm doing pretty good, man. How about you?
Good, man. Do you go by like artist, rapper? What's better? What's the best way to describe you? Probably like.
You can say rapper, you can say artist, whatever you feel like. I make music. I'm a music maker, producer, sound engineer, whatever.
Cool. No, it's awesome, man. That's awesome. Yeah, we're just talking before recording. Like, you have so much stuff going on right now. I love seeing it, man. Like, you got a lot of music and people being very responsive to it and stuff. Like,
yeah,
and it's getting awesome. They were prior, but it seemed like I see the growth, and it's like very impressive. I'm glad to see it happening, man. Like,
right, I appreciate that. Like, it just took a little bit of more direction and focus, and like now I'm seeing results, and it's kind of cool. Like seeing people respond and vibe to your music and actually play it, because we can see that.
No, that's awesome, man. Congratulations on that. So, what, like, is it the quarantine crowd or the pandemic crowd? Is it people just being at home? What do you think it is? Why people are just now like kind of like?
I think it's honestly probably like me actually being a little more consistent with it, because I would post a lot of stuff, but it was like sporadic, and like, but more recently I just like dropped 2 albums in 6 months, so I have a lot more content to work with, so I'm constantly posting a little bit more, and I'm thinking it's starting to reach a few more people and demographics, which is kind of cool.
No, it's awesome. I love seeing that. Like, I originally met Troy. We played this dive bar together. Like, we like, I downplayed, but I love dive bars. I don't mean it in a mean way, but we played. You played right after this rapper that was like so bad. I remember going over to you. I'm like, please don't be as bad as this guy. And you just laughed with me. Then you were awesome. It was so good. No, it was so. And I saw your videos. The videos were good too. But it was just like, it was just no, it was interesting, man. Like, I seen like you performed with your buddy at that point. That was a good set, man. I like that for sure.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, I remember that set, and I was like, oh my goodness, this crowd is not gonna be ready for me, because that guy sucked. But I'm really gonna have to bring it, and I'm also gonna have to cut my set short, because I know I'm bringing like rapidy rap, and it was more of a band kind of scene at that point. So I was just like, let me just get in and out and show them what I got.
Well, the same thing you have. I feel like comedy and rap are so in pop culture that like you could play a show that's all bands and people would dig rap because it's just pop culture at this point. Same with comedy. It's like we mixed in. I mean, I did this set that we basically had so much shit going on. Like, it's like, and I think like rappers are the same kind of thing. They can kind of fit on anything. It's like, oh yeah, we also have this rapper on tonight. Like, no matter what, it's just like it works with pop culture.
And like, yeah, I'm definitely like a stage person too, so I definitely fed off that. I kind of been like, whoa, hey, that was an awful performance. Hopefully you'll like this one, no?
Dude, yeah, I don't even remember what it was. I just remember it was bad. I just remember the person like right before he was so bad, and I'm like, and I'm not used to bad acts, so it was like weird to me. I'm like, oh man, because there's probably good on video, otherwise I wouldn't have booked. I probably saw him somehow, like they're good. It was so weird.
And I would normally not talk crap. I mean, I still didn't give his name or anything, but like the guy walked out after the set, so I mean, he knew it wasn't that great.
He didn't even want to watch it. Yeah, so bad.
Right. I mean, at least I stayed till the end of the show.
Well, you killed it too. You saved it. I think it was that set was kind of going downhill, where people were kind of like in a bar situation like that. They're kind of like, should I call my friend? Should I go to my friend's house? Should I like fucking like should I go to another bar? Is there a bar close in walking distance?
And everybody, you start seeing the blue lights, and everybody start texting what's happening next.
No, you're right, and you saved it. That was good, man. No, you guys had a good act. Like that was good. And you guys were. I found you guys, I think, on YouTube originally. Just you were doing like shows outside of stadiums or something. Was that?
Yeah. During we just that's my brother actually. I started doing music with him for a while back, Mike G, and we just had this idea. How about we go out during Mardi Gras and perform on the street? And let's just record ourselves doing it too. And we got some pretty good footage. We left a tip jar out, and people love money. We were like, whatever. It's like more exposure. Had a couple of cards, a couple of T-shirts. Didn't sell much merch or anything, but I mean, I got to you, so points played.
No doubt. I mean, yeah, no, I think that's like there's never a bad time to get exposure as an artist. Almost, if you're good. I mean, if there's never like a bad time. People are just waiting to find new music that's good. And like you listen to Troy's music, it'll be in the description if you're listening on streaming services. If you're watching on YouTube, it'll still be in the description. But I'll link some of it to his new albums and stuff, so you guys can check it out too. But people literally are waiting for this. They're waiting for something good. They hate the radio. Everybody makes fun of Cardi B, except for Cardi B apparently. And like everybody's just making fun of what's going on, and we're bored. We want something. I mean, Donald Trump's not president anymore. We have nothing to laugh at. We need something that's good. We need we need good music. We need. I feel like there's such a need in like comedy and music and film and everything's like. I mean, the movies even suck right now, man. Like we're waiting on like. I mean, we need people like you to get out here and stuff. And I think people are just waiting on it, man. Like, and I think that's the response you're kind of getting online right now. Is like people kind of been waiting for something good and new and fresh, you know.
That's awesome, man. That's really great to hear somebody like you saying that, because I really do respect you, because I saw your grind from the beginning too, like coming up like with just a few posts, and then your pages started taking off, and then the St. Louis Times, and then you got like Almost Sued or whatever behind that. I was like, what the heck is going on? Like, this is great clout. This guy is on it. I'm following. I'm watching.
No, thank you, man. And then likewise, I have mutual respect for you too. That's on, and I like seeing people do well, and I like seeing you seem like a good dude too. So it's like I like seeing good people do well. I feel like so.
I appreciate it. That's kind of like the angle I'm going with, like with my music. Like before, I used to just make hip hop music because it sounded good to me. Now I'm trying to be a little more open with my music. So I think that's a better response I'm getting to. Like the tracks on my last album is called Affirmation, and the very first track, I go in to say, I need likes for affirmation. I need you to validate my feelings by telling me this is good.
That's funny, man.
Kind of like parody rap, but it's also just good rap still too. It's like lyrical content, actual good hook, bridge, verse, etc.
No, it's great. No, I love the lines too, man. I'm into lyrics a lot. I mean, if it sounds good, it sounds good, and I need that first. And then like the lyrics, I'm just a lyricist. I love hearing lyrics, and I love funny shit like that, man. That's great, and it definitely mocks culture. Like everybody's so vapid right now. There's no one's saying shit.
Right.
It's just like, and that's the biggest problem I have with rap is like nobody's saying shit right now. It's like.
Right, it's just all that we went from mumble rap until just I don't know what the heck it is now. It's just like
it's like a dead period right now. Like it's weird right now.
It's just like no one's really saying anything important. We're back to that whole dance track kind of feel.
Yeah, I can see that too. That's
Soldier Boy up in the that kind of feel.
Yeah, it's just weird. It's like say something. Like I'm like just waiting for him to say something. And I'm listening to like joke rap now, like Young Gravy, and I'm listening to I'm like finding myself listening to like rap that has like good sense of humor and stuff, and like
right,
the more classic stuff. There was that weird phase, man, like from like 2016 to like 2019, like people were going platinum out of nowhere. Like you had these like 16-year-olds going platinum, and then like it dropped off. Now I think the new thing's starting to happen. We got to kind of rebuild it. We're responsible for building culture, Like
right.
All artists are responsible for building and molding culture, really,
Yeah, I definitely would agree with that statement. Like if everyone kind of just fits to the mold, then you won't come up with anything great anymore. I mean, all the stuff I'm hearing now miss that good feel rap where you could emotionally connect even further back to like soul music and like I grew up in gospel music and stuff like that too. So like anything like with a real feeling behind it, that's the kind of music I want to create to where like people want to listen to it because they connect with it on a mental level, not just a libido level or euphoria level, just a natural feel good. I want you to connect with it with some of your intimate conversations with your significant other, maybe some past traumatic memories you have that we share, that kind of stuff.
No, that makes perfect sense that you're into gospel. Actually, I like that. Like, it's like that's the kind of vibe you give me, and I love gospel. Like, I love the whole thing. Like, I mean, Johnny Cash made a good career out of just covering gospel songs. I love that style of music. And there's just certain classic songs in gospel. They're just fucking awesome. Like, they're just so.
I know.
Good.
Like, I mean, you listen to like Ray Charles. I mean, he grew up gospel. And like he still was able to make that mainstream pop music, and that's kind of like the whole feel I'm trying to go. I don't want to be boxed in gospel because that's definitely not all of who I am. I make EDM tracks, I make hip hop tracks, I make country tracks as well. Like because I'm from Louisiana too, way down south, and we love a lot of country music, so I can't like deny that fact either. So like I have a lot of influences, and I want to touch as many people with my music as possible. So I try to stay as open as possible
No,
to
it's
different
awesome.
genres.
That's the way to do it. And you're almost seeing like rap crossovers with country and rap. I mean, it's kind of, I mean, it's kind of hokey and cheesy, but I mean, but if you do it right, it'd be good. You know, like I'm not a big Billy Ray Cyrus fan or like fucking Little Nas, but, you know what I mean?
Right, right.
But I feel like the idea is cool. I mean, the idea is, and it was a catchy
Right,
fucking song.
exactly. Like, there's always room for innovation, always room for just craziness, even still too, even if like some of my tracks, I make them with the intention of them being funny, not them being like the track that's top charting. I just want you to know who I am as a person. It's mostly jokes with me.
And I think a lot of art's just proving you existed at one point. Like I think that's mostly what we're doing as artists. Just like so when people look back, we're like, no, I was on this earth at one point, and I made this
Right.
painting. I fucking did something, and I was here at one point. It's just like our loud soul just being like, I was here. Like
Exactly. That's funny you mentioned that. That's the reason I named my first album Legacy. Y'all remember, I was a rapper. I did music. I dropped an album. Right here it is.
Right. No, and like I think that's important for future generations. Like, I mean, because it's a time capsule for. I mean, you're basically describing like. I mean, I think rappers are really just like, describing culture. Really, it's like just like however it is,
Yeah.
however they're personally influenced. I think like in their perception of culture. I think like.
Right. Yeah. One of the greatest quotes I've heard about that is like art is reflective of society. So whatever you're hearing, that's what's going on. you know.
No, you're right, and that's great. And I mean, and document it to a good beat. Like it's like
Right.
that's basically what it is. And then in the moment, it's just good too. Like I mean, you seem like a good dude. I wish more artists were like that had the same kind of vibe where you just seem like. And when you said gospel, it made more sense to me. It was like you seem like a rapper with a clean soul almost. You seem like the you mean like and that's
Right.
That's interesting in art in general because I think most people think that you have to be a degenerate to be an art in any field, be you a movie star, be you a rapper, be you
Right. Right.
whatever they think you have to. And I'm not trying to give you some squeaky clean image or something. I'm just,
Yeah.
but I feel like you just have a better, like, I don't know, like, I just feel like so many people in entertainment have such a shitty self-centered vibe.
No, I definitely agree with that because the back when I told you I've been trying to make more genuine music. Back when I was making that type of just regular hip hop music, I talk about, in the club, spending money, shaking ass, all that type of stuff. And then, one time my wife, just talked to me and was like, aren't you not good enough to make music about wholesome stuff? And I was like, well, yeah, I can make wholesome music and I can make it sound good. Don't don't try me. Let me do it. And then from that point on, I was just, let me not curse as much. Let me not talk about this stuff that is just gonna get me famous. Let me talk about something that's gonna tell my story, and that's something that my kids can actually listen to when they grow up. I don't want to be embarrassed by my music history when I'm older.
No doubt. And like I wouldn't even like exactly call you wholesome, but it is wholesome. Like your music would be by definition wholesome, but I just look at it as just like you're not a degenerate. You know what I mean? Like
Right, right, right. And
like
yeah, that's the main thing. I feel like I have some intelligence behind my rap.
I love that. No, I love
Just
that in art in general, man. I think it's important for every artist to be like to have that kind of vibe. And I mean, I wish more people were like that, honestly. Like,
yeah, man. I appreciate hearing that because especially as artists, I'm sure yourself, you get several points of doubt and not knowing if anybody's paying attention or listening or even vibing to what you're talking about. So, like, yeah, hearing that validation from you is very awesome because, like I said, I do really respect you and everything I've seen you done, and I appreciate you having me on the show to begin with.
oh, likewise. I've been annoying you for a while to be on this show, so it wasn't a new thing. So
Yeah, I know. Like we just met under weird circumstances where we never really had a great conversation in person. So this was cool to do this.
yeah, we're doing too much stuff. We both performed that night. Yeah, so it's like I'm having to micromanage sets and stuff, and then perform on top. Yeah, no, it was like I like
Right. But
so,
yeah, it was definitely a good first time meeting you there, and then like since then, yeah, we've been tracking each other and like obviously keeping up. So it's been good, man.
No, likewise. I'm definitely I like seeing the growth and stuff. And and this podcast ended up probably being the perfect time. We've been talking about it for months, but I think like this kind
Right.
of like it ended up being like the perfect time. Because like you got like it seems like your buzz is going with mine at the same time. And I think you're right about that doubt thing. Like I've been doing this, I'd say I've been trying to be an entertainer for about 10 years. And I think that like highs and lows, I mean there are a million like one moment you think you're there, like I was in like a movie on Netflix in like 2016. You think you're there, and you're like, what's
Right.
next? Like I'm like, what's the fucking next thing? And you can't rely on that for 40 years. You know, it's like
Right.
you have to
Right.
keep evolving constantly, and it's like, and you always feel like you're there, no matter what it is, whatever your like. We all have different perceptions. Whatever your perception of making it is, like for me, it was like the first time I was like writing an article, and they go, "You're a bad writer," and I'm like, "I'm a writer." I mean, it's like, I'm like, whoa, I'm a writer, dude. Cool. You know, it's like even if
Right.
even if you think I'm
Right.
bad, it's like you called me a writer. You know, it's like it was like, and I think that was the first big moment. I think like, it's just highs and lows, and we got to keep reinventing ourselves, like you're doing with your albums and stuff. Like I think each one's kind of different, and like you're not doing. I mean, it's similar because it's from you, but it's like different, like almost
Right.
genres. It's like different styles and stuff. Like
Right. It's definitely a lot of like experimental, for the best word I can think of, like stuff is like very a lot of hip hop undertones, but you can see I'm branching out into different, venues, like with the way I present it. Like sometimes it's pop, sometimes it's R&B, sometimes it's an actual gospel song. Like I've done that on a few tracks before too, or I'll make a 100% R&B song. It depends on whatever the vibe I'm feeling like and whatever I want to get off my chest. That's what I try to do in my music.
that's good, and I think that's why it's working because like you're just like yourself. You're not like trying to be somebody else. Like you're not wearing like Juggalo paint like ICP or something. You're not like you know what I mean, not pretending to be
Right, right,
something you're
right.
not. I mean, I don't know your financial stats, but you're not like telling me about it. And like, it's like, I mean, it's just like, it's just your
Right.
own
No,
thing.
like I just I had another good mentor in my life telling me just, I think back when I was in talented art in high school, and so like I was considered in that path, but I said my art teacher, I'm not gonna make any money, you know. I really like art and everything, but how I'm gonna make money off of it? And she was like, well, how do you define success? If you're doing what you love and you're sustaining your life, I think for a minute and I was like, wow, like, you don't have to be the top performer to be successful in your career. You can just be that great guy who was great once for a long period of time, because some people don't even get that.
Oh, that's yeah. Yeah, that's real, man. It's like what? Yeah, how you perceive the world, and what happiness is for sure. It's hard. It's hard because I almost believe in both. I like rank myself in some dumb shit, and then I also like I actually feel like, oh yeah, if I just did what I'm doing right now, which is working great, it's fun. But I
Mhm.
still. But then you put me on like podcast chart. I like rank myself in other podcast charts. I'm like, man, I'm only number 200 in comedy. What the fuck? It's like I want to keep like it's like I feel both, but I know. But what you're saying, what you named is more important. I think like personal happiness, because I mean I can't even fit in a Ferrari, so that's not my happiness. I mean I don't. I'm like fucking
Right,
6'3". I'm like 6'2" or 3, or so. I don't know how tall I am, but I can't fit in a Ferrari. It's like I mean it's
right,
like. That's not the reason I don't have one. I'm poor, but I'm saying like but I just feel like it's
right.
like
And
not my
I definitely
perception.
like, yeah, the all the cliches is kind of what I live by too. And I know for sure more money, more problems, because like I have experienced more success with my rap and music and stuff, but like add a lot of mental costs and stress and money, and you actually gotta, you gotta finance a lot of things if you wanna. You gotta spend money to make money. All the cliches. It adds up if you wanna live that whole full human experience, I think.
No, yeah, because like as an artist, you have to be your own manager, your own promoter, your own. I mean, studio producer. Sometimes your own. I mean, there's so many different. Like you got to do 9 jobs right now because
Right.
because there's just not. It's not the '70s anymore. Like I mean, it's like we're doing it all. I mean, you got to do it all yourself and stuff. It's like that's definitely interesting. Like how the time period
Yeah,
is right now.
definitely. That's why I tried to, and initially when I decided I wanted to, do this as a career, like I thought about the costs that I'm gonna have to cut. So that means making my own beats. That means building my own studio, which we're in right now. This is the
The
Green Room
green room.
Productions
That's so
dot
green room.
org. Yep. So, and that's also my last name. So Troy Green, Green Room Productions. And so like the cuts on that, and directing my videos, you know, doing my own editing of photos and stuff like that, that's a lot of cost that new artists incur, and they don't realize, the label isn't footing that bill anymore. this is a new time, and they want you to have it halfway done for them, before they even consider offering you, something, you know, decent.
How old are you again?
I'm 29 now. Just made
Okay.
29 November 12th.
Yeah, you're in a good time in music. Is like I'm like 34. I'm slightly older, but like whenever I was like I played in bands and stuff. Like it was a dead time for a period of time, and I think you're in a good era right now where people are buying music again. Like kids are buying singles and albums and stuff. I think you're in a good time to blow up. Where I think like a lot of bands I know that did it maybe 10 years ago, the market wasn't ready. Like
Right.
the kid, no one was buying music and they were laughing about it. You know what I mean? Like everybody was just
Right.
like,
Yeah.
I
That's
don't buy
when,
music.
yeah, I know. We're basically the same generation with the Napster and LimeWire and all those Napsters and stuff. The illegal downloading was at its highest. So there was
Yeah.
no kind of regulation on that. So people were not buying music. And then CDs were becoming a thing of the past when they were initially thought to last forever.
No, you're right. And it's such a weird time. 'Cause right now is a really good time in music. I think. I mean, in 2016, I started seeing people go platinum again. Like, other than like the same five people. You know what I mean? It's like
Right.
it was like you saw like oh that's what was most exciting about that whole mumble rap thing to me. Like it was like I could make fun of it. I could be like oh pink hair or whatever or oh face tattoos. Ooh, but I feel like they were kids that just like out of their basement were just blowing up and like selling records and
Yeah.
stuff. And I'm about anybody's dream happening. Like I'll still make fun of stuff, but I'm about anybody's dream happening though, and I love seeing that.
Right.
And it shows that it's possible for people like you, like doing this now, to where like I mean, we're you're reinventing the industry right now. You're gonna be like a rap pioneer when people look back because of what the time we're in right now. You know, it's like
Right. Right.
you
It's,
keep
it's kind of crazy to think about, but like you're right, man. It's like we're basically gonna be the next people stepping into the limelight, and it's kind of like a surreal feeling because we both know that we're on a precipice of something huge, but a lot, but also like what the heck. This is awesome.
no, definitely. There's a lot of humans are complex. Like there's there's more than one like emotion going on. You know.
Yeah.
That's cool. So what's going on in the future? Like what are some of your plans as an artist? Like what are some of your ideas you have coming on like shortly, I guess, or whatever?
Well, in a very short one today, I released a new music video. It's called the 420 song. It's off my latest album, Affirmation, and it's clearly what the song is about. But ironically enough, it's a clean song. No explicitives in that song. So when I attacked that track, I kind of wanted to just talk about something a little taboo, which is smoking weed, which is something that I do all the time, and I'm kind of low key shamed, sometimes, but it's also like something I know I'm personally not gonna give up for reasons that I mentioned in the song, and I just kind of wanted to like put that song out there, and it's like called the 420 song because I make it comparable to it's 5 o'clock somewhere. That we're able to make that song. Why can't we have the 420 song?
No, that's awesome, man. Do you care if we play at the end of this video, like for YouTube or whatever?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, yeah. If you're watching on YouTube, we'll play this at the end of the video. If you're listening on any kind of streaming service, we'll play the audio. But that's awesome. The 420, that's cool, man. I like that concept. And I think I understand that too with the duality of
I'm frozen again.
no, it's did it. Can you hear me?
Give me a second. I don't know if you can hear me or not, but
No, I can hear you now. It's
okay.
messed up.
There we
There
go.
you go. I'll just cut that out, and it'll seem like nothing happened. Um,
Sweet.
but no, I think it's for the duality of like I guess vices is funny because like marijuana does make you laugh and feel things are awesome. But then you think about your parents and your grandparents' point of view on it. I feel like that's where I'm like man, if my grandma's alive, I wouldn't tell her that shit.
Right.
Or my grandpa's, I wouldn't tell him that shit. It's like, but I feel like but I do enjoy it still. So I get the duality of it, like the aspect of that.
Right. So that's why I'm like, kind of played both parts. So, grandma, you can listen to it, but you might not like the content.
Right. That's funny. Well, do you want to throw out any social media or anything like that before we get to your song, play your song or whatever?
I got all my social media pages, pretty much like Troy Green Official is my Instagram. My website is troygreenofficial.com. And my label is greenroomproductions.org. And on there, I take care of other artists' needs, like, mixing, mastering, and I do recording out of the studio for anybody in the local area too.
Awesome, man. Well, congrats on your success, and I wish you continued success and stuff. And if you're watching and listening at home, wherever you're at, we're gonna play Troy Green. We're gonna play the 420 song next, and I hope you guys enjoy it. And add him on social media and tell him what you think.
I had to light one up for this one. Blaze up, blaze up. Yes. Tease. I'm on song number 99, was born in 91. Okay. My wife was 92, 2016, we had a son. I'm back to back to 17, we had another one. Wow. The songs I cry for these two could still never be sung. I get stressed all the time, so I lose myself in trees. Theo, he like the music, I don't push, I plant a seed. Made a song with him at 3, I'm my genre, but it please. I'm so proud of how he recognized his voice, it made me cheese. I mean literally, dropped on TikTok, I made some cheese. Get to rambling sometimes, but I can't lie, that's just my steez. I'm awfully infamous, stuck in clouds of that fair dust. Shining my dentures, yeah, they know we got bread with us. I'm in my zone, turn it up, turn it way up. Get that money, run it up, run it way up. I work so hard, I refuse to take a pay cut. Don't know what time it is, but I know it's time to blaze up. It's 420, somewhere, I think. So can we have fun? Just light up and blaze one. Hey, it's 420, somewhere, I think. So can we have fun? Just light up and blaze one. Borderline addicted to the lifestyle of the rich and famous. I'm rolling up because I got a show, I'm feeling anxious. Anticipation for mothers can be a mother cane. And can't complain when you do well, shoot above the market retail. My amigo copped the trees for me on the beach in Barcelona. I never got to see sell. Riding on a bike mountainside from Park Guy and alone, scared as hell. I could see the seashore, she's selling seashells. Awesome alliteration against all altercation. Anti-establishmentarianism advocation. JK, I'm on the way, but I'm pissed off at some places just to take it in. It's time for me to make the peace within. I'm a rolling stone, but I can't leave her alone. I always bring her along. She helped me write out the song. Even when I'm out of town, I still find the time to pick her up. They can mess with us everywhere, we rolling up. It's 420, somewhere, I think. No, it's okay, we have fun. Just light up and blaze one. It's 420, somewhere, I think. So can we have fun? Just light up and blaze one. It's 420, somewhere, I think. So can we have fun? Just light up and blaze one. It's 420, somewhere, I think. So can AKA T-Pix, AKA 312 from Paris.
Thank you for watching the best show in the universe. Like, subscribe, comment. Have a great day.